Ulstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
All right, welcome back to Hendrickson Field here for the Enderlin Classic Baseball. This is day number 2, our second game of the day here, Saturday, April 26th from Hendrickson Field. We have Hatton-Northwood Thunder. They're 2-6. They were defeated by Kindred in the first game of the day, 7-3. That game started at 10:30 a.m., cut a little bit short due to time. So games today played 5 innings or 90 minutes. And if they get close on time, they won't start the next inning. So Kindred down Hatton-Northwood in that first game. It was 7-3. So Hatton-Northwood now, the record is 2-6. They take on the Oaks Tornadoes. Oaks comes into the game. They're 1-8. As the officials today, looks like we have Dan Haugen behind the plate. And Jake Schlecht will be down the first base line for the official or for the umpires for today's game. The Oaks Tornadoes taking the field. Look at their starting lineup. For the Oaks Tornadoes, they're the home team on the scoreboard, so Oaks is home. And I think you're going to step away. We'll step away here real quick. Got to fix something on the scoreboard and come back here afterward from our sponsors.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
All right, back here from Hendrickson Field, and looks like we got that scoreboard worked out. So leading off for Hatton-Northwood is Will Ness. Will Ness playing right field. That ball, little dribbler to the shortstop. That's out number 1 for the Oaks Tornadoes. That was fielded by James Trainer. So James Trainer playing shortstop. So first pitch swung on and a little dribbler to shortstop for the first out. It's called strike. And that is Harry Newstall on the mound for the Oaks Tornadoes. The second hitter for Hatton-Northwood was Weston Enger. Enger playing center field. So 2 strikes. That one's in the dirt in front of the plate for a ball. Newstall from the stretch delivers another strike. Punches him out looking. So Enger goes down looking. So we have 2 outs. For Hatton-Northwood. Newstall delivers. And that was ball 1 for Alec Veer. Veer playing left field. And high and outside, or high and inside for ball number 2. So Newstall From the stretch, delivers. That's popped up back out onto Highway 46 down the first base line. So strike one. Count 2 balls, 1 strike. That drops in, little curve ball. Looks like it was outside. So it should be 3-1 the count. 3 balls and 1 strike. Newstill delivers, fires it in there. That's inside for another ball. So walks Alec Veer. So Veer is on with a walk. So it brings up your cleanup hitter, number 10, Aiden Johnson, for Hatton-Northwood, playing shortstop. Newstill on the mound for the Oaks Tornadoes. Checks the runner over at first. A soft throw over to first base, nothing serious. Runner takes a 3-step lead and fires it in there. Strike. Right across the letters. So 2 outs, runner on first for Hatton-Northwood. Off a walk. That's outside for another ball. So count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Here for Johnson, that swung on. And another strike. So 1 ball, 2 strikes is your count. 2 outs, runner on first. Newstill delivers. A curveball swung on, hit right to the second baseman, Ben Wagner, for the 3rd out. Oh, the first inning, still the top of 1 with the base runner on. Hatton-Northwood is retired. We're going to head to the bottom of the first inning with the Oaks Tornadoes, and we'll step away. Take a word from our sponsors on yourliveevent.com.
You don't have to go alone. I will bring you through the storm. I will lift you up. No, you're not on your own. I will be the light that carries you through the storm. I will lift you up.
The Northern Cast Booster Club is here for all Jaguar students from academics, arts, athletics, and co-curricular activities throughout the school year. You can find more information or become a Northern Cast Booster Club member today by scanning the QR code on screen now, or follow the Northern Cast Booster Club on Facebook for updates throughout the year, or simply search for the Northern Cast Booster Club page on the Northern Cast School website. Go Jags!
All right, welcome back to Hendrickson Field for our second game of the day. Here between the Oaks Tornadoes, the home team on the scoreboard, and the Hatton-Northwood Thunder. Leading off for the Oaks Tornadoes is your shortstop, James Trainer. Batting number 2 in the 2 spot is Harry Newstill, the catcher. The pitcher, Harry Newstill. Batting third is Chris Titus, the catcher. Batting number 4, the cleanup hitter is Michael Hosted, playing third. Then we have the 5th batter, Reagan Rorick, your first baseman. Batting 6, Zaid Heyer, the left fielder. Batting 7, Anthony Federer, the right fielder. Batting 8, your shortstop is your second baseman, Ben Wagner. And batting 9 is the center fielder, Tristan Peterson. So James Trainer up to bat in the field for Hatton-Northwood. We have Landry Veer pitching, Danzel catching. At first is Iverson, second baseman Brody Johnson, shortstop Aiden Johnson, third base Holden Iverson, left field Alec Veer, Weston Anger in center, and Will Ness in right field. The first pitch is a ball. So bottom of the first inning. Oaks up to bat. James Trainer leads it off. That's a bunt put down, fielded by the pitcher. He's going to fire it over to first base for the out. So Oaks throwing out there off the bunt by James Trainer for the first out. So 2 pitches into it in the bottom of the first inning. Trainer puts down the bunt to the pitcher. Records the first out. Brings up Harry Newstall. Newstall, the pitcher, started off with a good first, top of the first for Oaks. Takes the second pitch, that's high. And a strike, so called strike, so count 0-2. That's outside, curveball for a ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Harry Newstall. Two balls and 2 strikes. Here's Veer for Hatton-Northwood, delivers it. That's fouled off back behind home plate. Count still at 2-2, 2 balls, 2 strikes to Harry Newstall. With 1 out, that's high and outside. Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Newstall. Veer delivers, that's swung on and fouled by Newstall. Newstall stays live. Good 2-strike approach for Newstall. And up in the zone, took a swing at it. Able to make contact, stays alive. This shot by Newstall, high drive to left center. That drops in for a base hit, not fielded by the center fielder there, Weston Anger. He lets it drop in front of him. That wind blowing in from the southeast here at Hendrickson Field, right around 19-20 miles an hour. So those balls getting up into the air and dying on those outfielders. So give Newstall a base hit. So 1 out, Newstall's on board. That is a ball from Landry Veer. Here to Chris Titus. Check on the runner by Veer. Newstall able to get back, slides in. Chris Titus steps into the box. Veer checks the runner, delivers. Curveball, drops in for a strike. So count 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at first base, 1 out. That's Harry Newstall at first. Pitcher steps off. Steps back on the runner, or steps back on the rubber, checks the runner. Runner takes off. That's a high fly ball to right field down the line. Taking it out. Looks like it does drop. So Titus now with 2 strikes. With that long foul down the right field line. The wind blows it foul. So we are 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here to Chris Titus. That is outside. Count now 2-2. Veer checks the runner. Checks the runner back, throw to first. That's overthrown. Going down the first base line. Newstall is going to take second. Right fielder throws the ball back in and now gets it to the pitcher. So Newstall advances. So Landry Veer looks for the sign, delivers it. That's another ball. High in the zone. Here to Titus, so full count to Chris Titus. Runner on second, 1 out. Bottom of the first here from Hendrickson Field. That swung on, drive to deep left center field. That's going back, hit and over. That's a home run for Chris Titus. So that's a 2-run home run here for Chris Titus. With 1 out. Hits it over the fence, deep left center field. So that's a 2-0 lead.
Now to follow up number 23, Michael Hoisted.
For Oaks. So 1 out. 2-run home run by Chris Titus. And that ball here to Michael Hoisted. Up in the zone for ball 1. Landreveer checks the sign. Delivers from the stretch. That swung on for strike 1. Now count 1-1. Here with 1 out, scores 2-0 in favor of the home team on the scoreboard, the Oaks Tornadoes. That's high and outside. Ball 2, count now 2-1. Veer out of the stretch, throws it, and that hits the batter. So Hoisted hit by pitch. So another runner on for the Oaks Tornadoes. And looks like the coach out there for Hatton-Northwood out with the mound visit, checking on his pitcher. So we're going to step away and take a word from our sponsors. We'll come back in about 30 seconds.
Farmers, are you expanding, upgrading, or want to automate? Visit with the experienced staff at Hope Electric to learn about the latest electrical systems and the newest technologies that they have developed to make your operation more efficient. Get a custom system in place with features like iPad truck loading and remote view grain storage, touchscreen controls, hazard monitoring systems, and wireless cellular cameras to protect your assets. Hope Electric, serving the agricultural and commercial industry since 1978. Visit hopeelectric.com or call 701-945-2460.
All right, back here, Hendrickson Field. Looks like Regan Rorick's up. The first baseman for the Oaks Tornado takes that pitch high. There is a runner on first. So that's Michael Hoisted hit by pitch. That's ball 1 to Rorick. Check down the runner, throw to first. Hoisted slides back in. This is your number 5 batter. Regan Rorick, 1-0 count. Hoisted with a sizable lead. He's going to take off. Fake bunt put down. He's in standing up here from Michael Hoisted. He had a big lead off of first. And he's into second. There's 1 down. Scored 2-0 in favor of the Tornadoes. Landreveer on the mound. Pitching out of the stretch. Fires it in there inside, low and inside. For ball 2. Excuse me, ball 3. So let's count 3-0. Here to Regan Rorick. So Veer takes the sign. Delivers the pitch. That's high. And he'll take a 4-ball. Walk down to first base. So runners on first and second with 1 out. Well, the first game of the day 2 here from Hendrickson Field, that was Kindred over Hatton-Northwood by a score of 7-3. That pitch as it falls in for a strike here on the number 6 batter, Zayd Heyer. So the count right now, No balls and 1 strike from Veer. Runners on first and second. So the count now 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner takes off for third. That's hoisted into third, standing up, no challenge. Runner stays at first. Now runners at first and third, runners at the corners. So hoisted at third. Rourke's at first, is 8 higher. Left-handed batter, number 6 batter. With 2 balls and 1 strike. Fires in, the runner takes off late. And is that a balk? So no runners. At second and third, swung on by higher. That's foul back behind the plate. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Or excuse me, 3 balls, 2 strikes. So count 3-2. Hoisted at third, Rourke at second. And the walk to higher puts him at first. So base is loaded up with 1 out. 2-run homer by Chris Titus. Brought in Harry Newstall for the 2-0 lead. That's a ball 1 to the number 7 hitter, Anthony Federer. Federer playing right field for the Oaks Tornadoes. So Veer looks in. Base is loaded. That's strike 1 swinging for Federer. So count now 1-1. So Veer takes the sign out of the stretch. Fires it in there. That's a high chopper to the third baseman. He's going to look around, doesn't throw it, not able to decide where to play the ball. So looked at home, then held up, then was going to go to first. So we have a runner score. So hoisted into score, now 3-0. So base is loaded up. With Furter at first, yep, base is loaded up. Ben Wagner at the plate. So now 2 balls, no strikes here for Wagner. And 1 out, skips it in front of the plate. Pitcher comes in to cover, no play. Runner stay put. Score 3-0 in favor of the Oaks Tornadoes. Bunt for a strike. Oh, 2-1. Excuse me, 3-1's the count. 3 balls, 1 strike. Veer fires it in there. That's outside corner for a strike on Wagner. Now full count on Wagner. Wagner playing second base for Oaks. Fires it in, and that's high over the head of Ben Wagner. Draws the walk. So run comes in. Wagner goes down to first. Regan Rourke comes across the plate on a walk. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Tristan Peterson. So this is the second mound visit out there, and a change of pitcher. So a pitching change coming up for Hatton-Northwood. And we'll step away, take another timeout and come back for more action from Hendrickson Field.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 201 Main Street, Hunter. From on-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle, trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customer satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com, local voices from local radio.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argusville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
All right, welcome back. YourLiveEvent.com here from Hendrickson Field after the pitching change. Looks like Holden Halverson goes to pitch for Hatton-Northwood. Weston Anger comes into third. First pitch in there to Tristan Peterson. Drops in for a strike from from Halverson. So base is still loaded. Score 4-0, bottom of the first. That is a ball, so one ball and a strike. Zaid Heyer on third, Anthony Furter on second, Ben Wagner on first. That swung on for strike two by Tristan Peterson. Peterson, the number 9 batter. Here for Halverson. Halverson looks in, takes the sign. And the pitch low and inside. Gets away from the catcher, no play at the plate. So count should be 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here for Halverson, delivers. That's in the dirt, skips in front of the plate. Goes to a full count. Catcher able to block it. So Danzel did a good job, got a shoulder on it, able to pop it up. Deaden that ball a little bit. So full count. Here for Tristan Peterson of the Oaks Tornadoes. Halverson takes a big breath, steps back in. Takes a sign, delivers the 3-2 pitch. That's outside, draws the walk here for Peterson. On with a walk. That brings in Zaid Heyer. Still 1 out. So score 5-0. Furter now on third. Wagner on second. Tristan Peterson on first. Back to the top of the order, James Trainer. That ball gets away. Runner comes across the plate here for Anthony Furter. So Furter scores on the wild pitch. So runners at second and third. Second time up for James Trainer, bottom of the first inning. 1 ball, no strikes. That one gets away from the catch again. Runner comes here, Ben Wagner across the plate. He'll score. Runner advances to third. That's Tristan Peterson. So score now 7-0. 2 balls batting here in the top of the order. Back to the top of the order for James Trainer. Trainer was thrown out his first time at bat. That was swung on for strike 1. So Alverson throws it in there. That gets away from the catcher again. Third base side. And brings across Tristan Peterson. Base is now cleared, 1 out. Score is 8-0. 3 balls, 1 strike. Draws a walk for Trainer. So Trainer on first with the walk. So Neusto back up, the number 2 hitter in the order for Oaks. Last time up, drew a walk. Trainer with a big lead, throwing him over there by the pitcher, sliding in his Trainer. No tag put on by the first baseman. Trainer with the big lead, takes another step. Thrown in there by Halverson, that ball skips away. Trainer's going to keep on going. He rounds second, going to third here for Trainer. There's the throw, and not in time, and Trainer's up. So Trainer on first. Able to round second, gets to third base. Throwing in there for a ball now. 2 balls, no strikes there to Neusto. Trainer on third. Thrown in for a strike by Halverson. So now the count 2-1 to Harry Neusto. Still 1 out. Neusto drew a walk his first time up. Came around to score off the home run by Chris Titus. Now it's count 3-1. Halverson delivers. That's thrown in there for a strike. Now full count here to Neusto from Halverson. Halverson taking over for Landry Veer. That swung on. Chopper to second. That's thrown to first and drops it. So runner safe. First baseman Iverson not able to hold on to it.
Number 1, Chris Titus to the plate.
So Neusto on base, still 1 out. First baseman not able to hold on to it. Here's Chris Titus. Last time up, hit the 2-run homer to left center. 1 ball, no strikes. That's swung on by Titus. Chopper, the shortstop throwing to second, looking for the double, not in time. First baseman able to knock it down now, 2 away. So fielder's choice there, Titus on board. So that's the second out. Titus goes to first. And that's to Michael Hoisted, the number 4 batter, cleanup hitter. That is a ball, so 1 ball, no strikes to Hoisted. Titus on first. Takes a big lead. Pitcher checked by the catcher just in time. Here for Titus getting back on. So Halverson checks the runner, steps back on. Takes the sign from the catcher. Delivers. That's popped up back behind home plate. Pitcher's running in. Catcher can't get an eye on. That's back behind the backstop. So fouled off by Hoisted. Now the count is 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Titus on first. 2 outs. So Hoisted, his last time up, was hit by a pitch. Came around to score. And that's hit by a pitch again for Hoisted. So Hoisted make his way up to first base. 2 outs. Halverson delivers. That's high for a ball here to Regan Rourke, the number 5 hitter. So count 1-0. Runners on first and second here with Titus and Hoisted. Pitcher wanted a new ball, so checks the runners, takes his sign from the stretch, throws it in. That's popped up first base side and out back onto Highway 46. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners trot back to the bases, take their 3, 4, 5 step lead over here for Hoisted. Check the runner at second. A little spin move by the pitcher, Halverson. So Titus at second, Hoisted at first. That's inside, gets away from the catcher. Runner comes around third, takes a look. Pitcher's there to cover there. So runners advance off the wild pitch. So puts Titus at third, Hoisted at second. Rourke with the 2-1 count. 2 balls, 1 strike. Halverson delivers. That swung on, pop foul. So 2 balls and 2 strike. So Halverson looks in once again. Takes the sign. Runners on second and third. 2 outs. Delivers. That's in the dirt. Catcher is able to keep it in front of him. Runners stay put. That's Titus on third. Hoisted on second. So Rourke now with the full count. 3-2 count. Halverson from the stretch delivers. That's swung on. Hit to the shortstop. Shortstop fields it cleanly and gets it to first for the out. So 3 outs recorded here for Hatton-Northwood. But your score is 9-0 in favor of the Oaks Tornadoes. And that'll bring up the top of the second afterward from our sponsors.
We strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
All right, welcome back. Hendrickson Field, this is YourLifeEvent.com. Brings up the number 5 hitter, Drew Iverson for Hatton-Northwood. Iverson, the first baseman. We are at the top of the second inning. It's in there for a strike. Now a count 1-1 on Iverson. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here on Drew. Newstill delivers. That swung on, fouled. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Drew Iverson. Iverson, the number 5 hitter. That swung on. Slow roller there, fielded by the shortstop, deep in the hole, not able to get a handle on it. And that's a single for Iverson.
To follow up number 3, Brody Johnson.
So Trainer not able to get a handle on it. No play at first. To give him a single. That'll bring up Brody Johnson. Brody Johnson, the number 6 hitter for Hatton-Northwood. So a runner on first. And 1 ball, no strikes here for Johnson. A 2-step lead over there for Iverson. That swung on by Johnson, fouled up behind home plate. So count 1-1. And delivers. That's high from Newstill. So 2 balls and a strike. Check the runner over at first, diving in. There's Iverson, able to get back. Drew Iverson with the base hit to the shortstop, deep in the hole, not able to field it. Pitches in there high for a ball. Count now 3-1 is your count. Oaks leads us by a score of 9-0. Chris Titus got things going for the Oaks Tornadoes in the bottom of the first with that 2-run homer, 1 out, 2-run homer. Bringing in Harry Newstill. Then put on 7 more. Here, full count, 3-2. Swung on and a foul tip into the catcher's mitt for the first out recorded here on Brody Johnson. So 2 strikeouts now for Harry Newstill. Drew Iverson on board with the single on first base. That drops into for a strike. Curveball here to Holden Iverson. So count no balls and 1 strike. Now count 0-2. Here from Newstall. Newstall takes the sign, checks the runner over at first, and delivers. Another curveball donks him on the head here for Holden Halverston. And he's hit by a pitch. So runners on first and second. So runners on first and second for Hatton-Northwood. Another hit by pitch there for Tyson Danzel. So bases loaded up quickly here for Hatton-Northwood. So 1 out, bases loaded up. Brings up number 2, Ryder Ness. Pitch drops in there for a strike. Count is no balls and 1 strike. Bases loaded. Here for Ness, the number 9 batter. Freshman, the opportunity to do some damage, and it goes down though. Behind in the count now, 0-2. That swung on in strike 3, so Ryder Ness goes down, strikes out. And back to the top of the order. Here with 2 outs, bases loaded. Back to the top of the order with Will Ness and a pinch runner coming in. So the pitch runner looks like it's Drew Iverson. Excuse me, that's Blake Adams in here at first. Pinch running, and that's popped up third base side and out. Doesn't go out, just inside the fence line. So we got 2 outs. Count is 0-1 to Will Ness. So no balls and 1 strike for the left-handed hitter. Bases loaded, Newstall takes a sign from the stretch, delivers it. That's high, fastball. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Score 9-0. Top of the second inning. That swung on. Another fastball put in there. Ness not able to catch up with it now. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Will Ness. So Drew Iverson over at third. That swung on, foul back. Ness stays alive. Still 1 ball, 2 strike count. So Drew Iverson's over on third. Holden Halverson on second. And Tyson Danzel's on first. Drops in there for a ball for Will Ness. So count now 2-2. Another high is now full count. So Ness, patience at the plate, draws the full count. Hatton-Northwood trying to get on the board. Top of the second, runners take off. That swung on, so fielded nicely. Their trainer able to get up, reels that in for the out. So that was out number 3 there for Will Ness.
38 pitches for Newstall.
So 6 batters up, no runs across the place. They were able to load it up here for Hatton-Northwood, but your score is still here going to the bottom of the second, 9-0. Here on YourLiveEvent.com. We'll step away, come back for the bottom of the second inning. The Oaks Tornadoes coming up to bat with Zaid Heyer, the number 6 hitter.
Stay up
Today all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
All right, welcome back, Hendrickson Field. Second game of the day here for day number 2 from the Enderlin Classic. Hatton-Northwood Thunder takes on the Oaks Tornadoes. Right now, the Oaks Tornadoes putting up 9 runs in the bottom of the first inning. They sent 14 batters to the plate in that first inning. So Harry Newstall gets on board with a walk, a 1-out walk, and then Chris Titus came up, the number 3 batter, belted a home run to left center field and puts Oaks on the board, up 2-0, and then reeled off 7 more runs in the top of the or bottom of the first inning. Back up to bat here in the bottom of the second, up 9-0. This is Zade Heyer coming up to bat. The left fielder drew a walk the first time up. That's in there for a strike from Halverson. Halverson back in the pitch. He came in relief in that first inning. So his first pitch was a strike. Second one in there, strike 2 to Zade Heyer. Halverson coming right at the batter. Here's Zade Heyer. Up in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. That one drops in low for a ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Heyer. Not swung on by Heyer down the third base line. Goes foul, hits the top of the fence, bounces underneath the light pole out there. So still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Halverson delivers it outside for another ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Zade Heyer. And the 2-2 delivery, that swung on. Back behind home plate, fouled off. Still 2-2. Zade Heyer well back in the batter's box. Now swings on it. That's dribbling down the first base line. Fielded by the first baseman. Iverson steps on the bag for the out.
Number 5, Anthony Furter up to bat.
So Heyer walks in the first inning. Now grounds out to the first baseman for the first out of our second inning. This is the bottom of the second. That's thrown in there. The curveball hits the outside corner for a strike to Anthony Federer. So Halverson looks in from the stretch and hits the batter. So hit by a pitch for Federer. Further, last time up, he had a high chopper that drove in a couple runs. He's on board now with a 1-out. Hit by pitch on first base, takes the lead. That pitch delivered to Ben Wagner, the number 8 hitter. That's fouled off by Wagner for strike 1. So Halverson looks in, checks the runner. So 1 out. No balls, 2 strikes here on Ben Wagner. That's swung on by Wagner, popped up third base side to the shortstop. He catches it, recording out number 2. So Wagner flies out to the shortstop for the second out. Anthony Ferder was on board with the hit by pitch. He's on first base. That's inside for a ball to Tristan Peterson. So count with 2 outs. It's the 1-0 count from Halverson. Halverson throws over to first. Ferder gets back in time, diving in, shakes off the dirt. Count still 1-0 to Peterson. Ferder takes a peek over his shoulder from the stretch. Gets away from the catcher. Ferder takes off the second. Goes in standing up. So 2 outs. Runner now on second. That's Anthony Ferder. Count to Peterson. 2 balls and no strikes. That swung on. Fastball down the middle to Peterson. Now the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Ferder with the big lead over at second. From the stretch, that's outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Here to Tristan Peterson. With 2 outs, score still 9-0, bottom of the second inning. It's game time, right around 60 degrees, winds out of the southeast 19-20. That gets away, that's ball 4. The runner's going to take off, round third, runner down to second. There's Peterson, takes off for second base. The throw down, not in time. It's Peterson.
And up to bat next, number 30, James Droner.
Rounds first, takes off to second, so now runners at second and third. Peterson's at second. Draws the walk. Gets away from the catcher. He rounds first, heads to second. So 2 outs, top of the order, back to James Trainer. He pops it up. This goes to right field. Right fielder underneath it, catches it, reels it in for out number 3 here for Trainer. So that's after 2 innings here between Hatton-Northwood and the Oaks Tornadoes. Oaks leads at 9-0. We'll step away, take another word from our sponsors.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
I will be your guiding light, 'cause you don't have to go alone. I will bring you through the storm. I will lift you up. No, you're not on your own. I will be the light that carries you through the storm. I will lift you up.
All right, welcome back. This is your liveevent.com here from Hendrickson Field for the second game of day number 2 here from the Enderlin Classic. Oaks Tornadoes lead Hatton-Northwood by a score of 9-0. Oaks kicks things off in the first inning with a 1-out 2-run home run by Chris Titus, bringing in Harry Newstall. Reeled off 7 more runs. Put up 5 batters in the second inning, not able to play to run. So score now here at the top of the third, 9-0 in favor of the Tornadoes. Brings up number 2 batter for Hatton-Northwood, Weston Enger. Pitch drops in there from Newstole for a strike on Enger. So 0-1 pitch from Newstole. That's swung on over the head of the second baseman. Wagner drops into right field for a base hit. Quickly reeled in by the right fielder, Furterer. Gets it in, so base hit, 1 on board here, Weston Enger. With the hit, right field, brings up the number 3 hitter, Alec Veer. Drops in for a strike, count 0-1 to Veer. So Newstole checks the runner. About a 2-step lead over there for Enger. Pitch drops in, curveball from Newstole. 0-2 count to Veer. Weston Enger on board with the single to right field. No outs. 2-strike delivery, that's inside for the 1-2 count here to Alec Veer from Harry Newstole. Newstole checked the runner from the stretch, throws it in there, that's high. Ball number 2, 2-2's your count. So top of the third inning, Newstole delivers. That's swung on, fouled back. Still 2-2 count there to Veer. Still with the delivery, swung on. That's to right field again. It's going to fall up short. Wagner not able to get the glove on it. Runner kind of held up at first. Gets over to second now. Wagner, the second baseman, just couldn't get his glove on it. The outstretched arms of Ben Wagner. Furter had to run after it. Picks it up, able to get it in there. Give him a base hit for Alec Veer. Been a tough play for Ben Wagner. So 2 base hit, no out. Runners on first and second. Big lead over there. That swung on to right field again. Coming in now, playing a little more shallow is Furterer. He records the out. So a fly out by Aiden Johnson for out number 1. Here in the top of the third. Runner still at first and second. So Drew Iverson up to bat, the number 5 hitter for Hatton-Northwood. Takes it high for a ball. Count 1 ball, no strikes. About a 3-step lead over there for Weston Enger on second base. Pitch drops in there, 2 balls and no strikes for Drew Iverson. Hatton-Northwood with 2 hits. Top of the third inning. That swung on left field. Hits it to the second baseman. Going to turn the double play here for the Oaks Tornadoes. Not in time. He drops it. The runner rounds third. Held up. So runners now at the corner, 2 outs. So that's high for ball 1 here to Brody Johnson. So fielder's choice here for Drew Iverson. Oaks not able to turn the double play. First baseman not able to hold on to it. Delivery from Newstole. A high fastball for a strike. So now 2 balls and 1 strike to Brody Johnson. And hit by pitch. So Newstole throws the 2-1 pitch. Hits Johnson. Johnson down to first base. Now loads him up. With 2 outs, trying to get the 2-out rally going for Hatton-Northwood. Still not on the scoreboard. Top of the 3rd inning. Brings up Holden Holverson. Holverson, the pitcher. That's high for ball 1. Holverson, last time up, was hit by a pitch. That drops in for a strike. Now 1-1 count. Bases loaded, 2 outs by Newstole. Looked high, drops in for a strike. 1-2 count. So Newstole winds up, hit by pitch, drives in the run. Here for Holverson, hit by pitch. So base is still loaded. Brings a run across.
Number 22, Tyson Danzel to the plate.
Still with 2 outs. So Tyson Danzel, the number 8 hitter, up. Newstole delivers, throws down to third, and got him. It's a good play by the first baseman over there, Hoisted, able to pick that out of the dirt. Tags the runner on third for the out. So that was Drew Iverson. So Iverson caught, leading off of third base. So that does it here for the top of the 3rd. Brings us to the bottom of 3. The Oaks Tornadoes coming up to bat with Harry Newstole coming up, leading things off in the bottom of the 3rd inning for the Oaks Tornadoes.
The Northern Cast Booster Club is here for all Jaguar students from academics, arts, athletics, and co-curricular activities throughout the school year. You can find more information or become a Northern Cast Booster Club member today by scanning the QR code on screen now, or follow the Northern Cast Booster Club on Facebook for updates throughout the year, or simply search for the Northern Cast Booster Club page on the Northern Cast School website. Go Jags!
Farmers, are you expanding, upgrading, or want to automate? Visit with the experienced staff at Hope Electric to learn about the latest electrical systems and the newest technologies that they have developed to make your operation more efficient. Get a custom system in place with features like iPad truck loading and remote view grain storage, touchscreen controls, hazard monitoring systems, and wireless cellular cameras to protect your assets. Hope Electric, serving the agricultural and commercial industry since 1978. Visit hopeelectric.com or call 701-945-2460.
All right, welcome back here to Hendrickson Field. Now the bottom of the 3rd inning, the Oaks Tornadoes bring up Harry Newstole. Newstole for the day drew a walk in the 1st inning, then flew out. Then was thrown out at second. His 2nd time up. So this is at bat number 3 for Harry Newstole. He batted twice in that 1st inning. So here's Harry Newstole. Halverson still on the mound pitching. Scored 9-1 at Northwood in that top of the 3rd. Able to collect 2 hits from Weston Anger and Alec Veer. Plated a run across, a hit by pitch. So we're able to get a run across the plate. Scored 9-1. Halverson delivers outside. 2 balls, no strikes here to Newstole. Halverson delivers it into the dirt. 3 balls, no strikes. That's ball number 4. Newstall draws the walk. So he's on board for the 3rd time today. So 3 at-bats, making it safely to first 3 times today for Harry Newstall. Had a big lead at first base. Halverson delivers to Chris Titus. That is a called ball 1. So 1-0 count here to Chris Titus. Titus on the day with that 2-run homer in the first inning. 2-0 count to Titus. Newstall on first. That's in the dirt. Newstall's going to take off for second. Goes to the backstop. He rounds it. Takes a look over at third. Catcher throws the ball back in. So Newstall now over at second. No outs. Newstall led things off for the Oaks Tornadoes. Drew the walk, the leadoff man in this bottom of the 3rd. Chris Titus, the 2-0 count. Drops in there for a strike. Now 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike to Chris Titus. From Halverson. He draws the walk for Titus. So runners now at first and second. So Titus on board again for the 3rd time as his teammate Harry Newstall. And looks like we do have a pitching change. So Halverson for Hatton-Northwood. Will go out, and looks like they're going to bring in Ryder Ness. So Ryder Ness looks like he's going to come in and warm up here. So relief pitcher coming in here, Ryder Ness for Hatton-Northwood. And we'll step away, take another word from our sponsors on yourliveevent.com.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 201 Main Street, Hunter. From on-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle, trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customer satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
All right, welcome back here, Hendrickson Field. Here at the Enderlin Classic. Hatton-Northwood takes on the Oaks Tornadoes. 9-1 is your score. Relief pitcher in here, Ryder Ness. So Ryder Ness takes over for Halverson. Halverson goes back over to third base. They just switch spots. From Ness, that's popped up. Here to Michael Hoisted. Hoisted with the foul behind home plate. 0-1 count. So runners on first and second. Couple of walks here for Newstall and Titus, leading things off in the bottom of the 3rd inning. That swung on, hard swing by Michael Hoisted. 0-2 count. Behind in the count here for Hoisted. Here's Ness. Ness throws it inside and hits Hoisted. So Hoisted hit by pitch. Runners will advance.
Now to the plate, number 26, Deegan Warwick.
With no outs. So Newstill goes to third. Titus to second. And Hoisted down at first with no outs. So just a reminder, these games, either 5 innings or 90 minutes. This game, official game time was 12:09. Start time. That swung on and fielded by the pitcher. Thrown to third, so double play here for Ryder Ness. That was Reagan Rorick. So thrown out is Harry Newstill at third. Rorick lines to the pitcher. So now 2 outs. Runners at first and second. It'll bring up Zaid Heyer near the bottom of the third inning. Heyer in that first inning drew a walk. And then a ground out to the first baseman in the bottom of the second. He's the number 6 batter for Oaks. And Ness fires it in there for a ball. So 2 balls, no strikes here to Zaid Heyer. It's 3 balls. That's thrown down to second from the catcher. That's no play at second base. So 3-0 count. You're in relief. Here's Ryder Ness. Ness takes the sign from the stretch. Delivers it. That's ball number 4 to Zaid Heyer. So Heyer draws another walk. That's 2 on the day for Heyer. So base is now loaded up. Titus will go over to third. Hoisted to second. Zaid Heyer's on first with the walk. That's a chopper to the second baseman. He fields it, throws to first for the out. For out number 3 there, Anthony Furter grounds out to the second baseman. So that'll do it in the bottom of the third inning for the Oaks Tornadoes. They draw 3 walks. No runs there for the Oaks Tornadoes. That was the bottom of the third inning. Brings us to the top of 4 here from Hendrickson Field.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argusville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
All right, back here, Hendrickson Field. There's Harry Newstill still on the mound for the Oaks Tornado, going to the top of the 4th inning. For the Hatton-Northwood Thunder. Should be leaning things off. This should be Tyson Danzel. So Danzel, left-handed hitter, steps into the box here at the top of 4. Pitch into the dirt behind the plate, pops over the catcher to the backstop. So 1-0 count here to Tyson Danzel. Who still fires it in there. Ball 2. 2-0 count to Danzel. Two-0 delivery, drops in for a strike. 2-1. Your Newstole winds up in the stretch, throws it. It's high outside for ball number 3. 3-1 count here to Tyson Danzel from Harry Newstole. Danzel last time up in that second inning was a hit by a pitch. Made it to first. Now he drives this one over to left field for a base hit. Going to second. He's going to try to stretch this into 2, and he's in. Slides and safe over at second for Tyson Danzel. Danzel taking the extra brace. That hit over there in the left field corner. Long jog over there, long run over there for the left fielders, 8 higher. Danzel heads up, aggressive base running, makes it over there off the single, leadoff single for Tyson Danzel. So runner on second, leading things off. That's high and outside here for Ryder Ness. Ness now into pitch for Hatton-Northwood. Number 9 batter. 1-0 count. 1 ball, no strikes. Looking for power on the scoreboard out there. Runner on second. That's outside. 2 balls, no strikes here to Ryder Ness. Ness the last time up, second inning. Struck out looking here for Ryder Ness. That's inside for ball number 3. 3-0 count. Tyson Danzel leads things off for Hatton-Northwood with a single down the left field line into the corner. Stretches it into a double. And that's a strike. 3-1 count now here for Ryder Ness of Hatton-Northwood. Newstole steps back on the rubber. Checks the runner. Fires it in there. Fastball down the middle for strike number 2. So 3-2 count. No outs. Top of the 4th inning here for Hatton-Northwood. That's high. Pop fly. You're behind second base and taken by the shortstop, James Trainer. Trainer with a nice play behind second base off the high pop fly. A fly out. According to the first out here. Runner on second base holds there, Tyson Danzel. Brings up the top of the order here with Will Ness. That was a ball to Ness. So 1-0 count. Runner on second takes the big 3-step lead. A couple more hops. That's delivered in there for a ball. Now 2-0 count. From Newstole to Will Ness. Ness the leadoff hitter playing right field. 2-0 delivery, drops in for a strike. So count now 2-1 to Will Ness. And left field playing shallow. Another ball now, 3-1 count. From Newstole out of the stretch with the delivery, hard swing, strike number 2, a 3-2 count to Will Ness. A high fastball blows it by Will Ness here from Newstole. Newstole checks the runner on the delivery, throws it in there. That's popped up down the right field line. Third baseman jogs over, gets underneath it, and fields it there for Hoisted. So Hoisted takes it in foul territory behind third base on that left field side. So a pop out, a fly out for the second out. Still runner on second. That was Tyson Danzel with the double down the left field line. Newstole delivers. That's hit and fielded there by James Trainer. So a little bloop over the shortstop's head, but Trainer is able to get the wheels underneath it, reels it in for out number 3 there on Weston Anger. So that's 4 up and 3 down, and that's game here. As time, we meet the time requirement, either 5 innings or 90 minutes, and that's your final score there at the top of 4. It was a 9-1 win for the Oaks Tornadoes. We'll come back, wrap things up here, and get ready for our third game of the day between Hillsborough Central Valley Burros and the Oaks Tornadoes. That's your upcoming game, but we'll wrap this one up and then step away, reset back here. That's the Oaks Tornadoes downs Hatton-Northwood by a score of 9-1.
Strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
All right, welcome back here on the Bank North scoreboard. The Oaks Tornadoes defeating the Hatton-Northwood Thunder by a score of 9-1. Up there from Bank North, it's your trusted financial partners for generations, helping customers and communities build, grow, and prosper. To see what values-based banking can do for you, visit banknorth.bank today. That's Bank North, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. That's your final score by a 9-1 win for the Oaks Tornadoes. Your winning pitcher, Harry Newstole. Losing pitcher for the Hatton-Northwood Thunder is Landon Iverson. So Oaks with the 9-1 win. Looking at the Oaks Tornadoes, they got things going in that first inning with that 2-run home run by Chris Titus, brought in Harry Newstole. And then right after that, it was little trouble with Landon Iverson in his pitching control as he was hit by pitch or hit Michael Hoisted coming up after that, then gave up a walk to Regan Warwick and Zaid Heyer. Anthony Federer picks up a hit in that first inning, driving in 2 more runs. And then by that time, that score was 5-0 in favor of the Oaks Tornadoes. And the Oaks draws a couple more walks in that first inning. Plates a total of nine runs. And then the Hatton-Northwood, they get on the scoreboard in the third inning after they were able to pick up a couple hits in that first inning in that third inning by Weston Anger and Alec Veer. Veer coming across the plate for the lone run for the Hatton-Northwood Thunder. So that's your final score, 9-1 in favor of the Oaks Tornadoes here. And then looking at your Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, Life Takes Energy from Enbridge. So that'll be your Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. And that is going out to Chris Titus for the Oaks Tornadoes, picking up that 2-run home run with 1 out in the first inning, get things going, setting the tone early for the Oaks Tornadoes in that one as they win big in this one by a score of 9-1. So Chris Titus is your Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, and then your Agassi Egg Precision Play of the Game. And that one is going out over here to James Trainer. So Trainer picking up a nice play there behind second base for that final out of the game as Anthony Federer hit that little blooper behind second base, and James Trainer is able to go back and reel that in. Tough play from that shortstop position. So that is your Agassi Egg Precision Play of the Game for your local Precision Planning dealer. It's Agassi Precision Ag in Hillsboro. Call 701-436-2119 or visit plannerdoc.com. So we'll go ahead and step away. This wraps up this broadcast for the Oaks Tornado and the Hatton-Northwood Thunder. And Oaks wins it by a score of 9-1. We'll be back here on yourliveevent.com for our third game of the day between the Oaks Tornadoes and the Hillsboro Central Valley Borough. That's just moments away on yourliveevent.com.